Hey everybody, Tracy Brown here. I am actually on my computer today because I wanted to show you guys some stuff. And I'm also going to put a comment down the bottom where you can find what it is I'm talking about. So I'm not sure if that link's going to work, so I might have to come back later and fix it. But I just want to let you know that's what we're doing today is food journals. And in the intuitive eating process, they're not mandatory for sure. I know a lot of people who've had good recovery from disordered eating and diet trauma without doing them. And I work with lots of clients who we've never food journaled more than one time, if that. But I will say that one, I can get to the root and the heart of things with you more quickly than without. And the reason is because a lot of times when you're trying to not only ground yourself in the moment in a session and try to remember what you did yesterday or 2 days ago with your food and all the circumstances around it, when you write it down, which is something I'm showing you here, when you write it down, oh gosh, my camera is kind of crooked on me. Okay. There we go. That's a little better. So I've redone this actually to put more stuff in it, and I'll explain how to use it in a second. And the link in my in the comments below should get you right to my hunger fullness chart. Actually this is part of a paid gift thing here, but I'm giving it to y'all free today that are watching, and I'm excited about that. I'll also put a link to my other body bashing gift here as well that you can get to complement this. So anyway. The reason I have people food journal, especially if you don't like doing it, I never make people do it. But what it does, it helps you learn how to separate out more quickly your physical, your emotional, and your physical hunger and fullnesses. That's not really a word, but I make it up. It helps you separate that out. And so, for example, and I'm going to get to the point of all this little video for us today here right before the 12 o'clock hour, is that I know it's kind of a bummer, like having to write down your food and your approximate amounts and the time. People want to think less about food, and I totally get that. But to learn what is it that doesn't feel comfortable in your body with eating certain things, whether it's an actual food, it's the food, or if it's something totally different, it's just your system doesn't even feel settled enough to know what is accurate hunger and fullness. These sheets help us gather data, get some evidence, and when I look at a person's sheet, I can tell what are you feeling full of because it's not food? Or what is it that we're trying to fill? And what people will do, let's say they write down, sorry, it's kind of hard to see, backwards here. Pen will help. I'm doing this backwards too. So over here, so time and the food and your hunger and fullness. So you see the little 0, sorry guys, I'm doing this backwards. 0 through 10 over here. And then this thing is really hard to see, but I want you to download it. What it says is check in. What's going on? How are you feeling? Any body feedback, body bashing, food rules you notice. So take the time to not only write this down, but decode it. And so I teach people how to decode all this stuff. Again, if you do any of the free gifts I offer, I teach people how to decode a little bit. And so my one-on-one work and the attuned eating for attuned living school, I have like 3 whole modules. It'll take you 3 weeks of different kinds of food. Any like food and emotion decoding, the emotions behind food restriction, the emotions behind emotional eating, how to know all that stuff. So it's pretty nuanced. So I don't rush through it in the stuff I do, which is why the point of this thing is that when I do review this with people, I spend almost a full hour on one journal. Literally, for an hour session, I could probably spend 40 minutes on one day because I want to teach you all that the thoughts we have about food and any food or body talk you have always means something. It is a doorway in to something that you're trying to communicate, that you're actually communicating through your food and weight and body worries or all that kind of stuff. Now, a lot of times, I mean, to keep in a food journal helps you be able to get clear and build confidence about your signals and getting them accurate and feeling like you can trust them. But then it also helps you to be able to separate out, like when you're feeling fat or feeling like the food was too much, or maybe you did the wrong thing, or you're worried about all this stuff. You're able to separate out, like, okay, here's the food. What do we know about it? And what's really going on? And then you can go down that track of what do I need to settle in my system? What do I need to be able to have some balance? And maybe I have a worried about something, but how can I bring in something that is totally not food related that can, give me some peace or give me some hope or give me some wisdom or whatever it is. I mean, again, those are just two examples. I just finished a session, so I'm thinking about this person's day and what we worked on. But every single day that you eat, you could go through it and find out what it is that's actually going on under the surface. If you're feeling anxious or you're feeling stuck or you're feeling blah or stressed or just focusing on food more than you want to, essentially. If you're finding you're having a hard time planning ahead and you're eating a lot to dissatisfaction, you might get full, but you're not satisfied. You can use a food journal to figure out where is it in your day you're feeling like you can't make it happen, with quotes, make it happen, to get the food in that you would like or to be satisfied. Or there's always blocks. If you're not able to get the groceries you want or cook as much as you want or whatever, there's something there that is legitimate and it's probably helped you in the past, but it's not working anymore. And so food journaling can help you discover all this stuff. So anyway, again, I do want you all to download that. If you can't get it from here, let me know. I'm trying to find a better link. I was just trying to do this honestly in a hurry. Basically on my food journal, it says not only the time, the food, the quantity, hunger, fullness, checking in with any kind of body bashing, body feedback, whether it's you want to find your energy or you want to find foods that may not agree with you, and you want to separate that out from stress, of course, too. But, your joyful movement, your eating activities, and what I mean by eating activity, when I assign that to people is, what are some things that they are challenging themselves with? And then finally, how will you ground yourself today? Because that's not typically how we live. We don't think about, how do I be as much in my body as I can to make decisions from a very wise, grounded place versus do the autopilot things that we're used to doing. And so you might be using rain stick that I teach or some other somatic activity that will help you bring all of this together. So I hope that was helpful. And one of the big reasons that I'm sharing all this is because I would love it, and this will be totally anonymous. So if you do send me a food journal filled out, I will decode that live on Facebook Live, and no charge anybody. It doesn't even matter. I might know who it is, but I might not even know your circumstances, whatever. But if you fill one out, don't put your name on it because I'm gonna upload that so people can see it. And I'm gonna just go through blindly what I'm seeing here, and I would ask you the questions that I would ask you if you were in a session with me, so you kind of know what it's like. Because that's what I do in my Attuned Eating for Attuned Living School. I do a video and I show people how to do that, fill all this out and then how to decode it for yourself. And then of course I do that live with clients as well. So if anybody's interested, either anybody who's live today, I appreciate y'all coming live. If you're interested in that, just private message me and do one, and then I'll do it. If you see the replay and you're interested, then whenever I get one, whether it's today or next week or a month from now, then I'll show up and do that. So I hope today's little I kind of planned that I was going to do this video, but I wanted to show the power of food journaling, even though people don't love it. And some people, it's just not for them. It's not, some people even think that it's blasphemy for me to do that, because it feels maybe too in our heads. But sometimes to get all this stuff out of our heads and get some grounding in our bodies, we need to get it out. We need to get it on paper and to be able to look at it without judgment, without shame, and all compassion, because everything's about strategy unconsciously to help ourselves. So if you know that out loud with me or out loud on a piece of paper, you can separate yourself and bring more compassion to it. So I hope today's little video was helpful. And eventually, obviously, everybody graduates from doing food journal. So don't worry about that. People don't do those forever. If you're still doing a food journal forever, I would want to talk to you about that, because that might be about control. But when I've had people work with me for a while, we just do them for as long as they're usable. When it's not really needed anymore, we let go. And that's what all these tools are supposed to be for. So, all right, thank you all for coming, and everyone on the replay, thank you again for coming as well, and watching and liking and sharing if you think that would help other people. So thanks so much, and talk to y'all soon. And I'm going to put another link down here at the bottom so you can check it out. Thanks. Bye.